I have been forced to create this content against my will because I am a product of capitalism. This is a show that exists exclusively because of YouTube's new monetization policy. I was not planning to ever put anything else on the Stab Panda YouTube, but if I want to earn money from the videos I made 7 years ago, this is what I gotta do. So, yeah. Hi. This is a show where I talk about things I've done in the past, or I talk about cool things that people I like have made. I don't know what we're going to talk about today, so we're just going to go with whatever tabs I have open. Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. Easy. I can talk about the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. As you can see, we've had some opportunities to talk about this on BBC Radio Cambridgeshire. I'll shove the trailer on, I guess, and keep the volume sort of low. The Freestyle Cowboy Showdown is a short film and a parody of The Power of the Dog. There's a film festival called the Dafters. The Dafters take BAFTA-nominated films, and you get assigned one of these films, and you do a parody of it. So it's the Daft BAFTAs, if you want me to untangle that portmanteau. We were given The Power of the Dog. Power of the Dog was a film. Let's give it a Google, right? The Power of the Dog. The Power of the Dog was a film that came out. When did it come out? 2021. Okay, so Power of the Dog came out 2021. It's on Netflix. It's a long ass film. It's a proper long film. It feels longer than 2 hours and 6. It's a Western romance. I don't think it's romantic particularly. I think it's just... The thing with this film is it feels like Benedict Cumberbatch being a toxic cowboy arsehole. That's the whole thing. Spoilers for The Power of the Dog. Turns out he's gay, and that's probably the reason that he's such an arsehole, because he doesn't want to be gay or whatever. You don't need to watch it. Like, you can if you want. I would say if you have already watched it, then the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown is going to make much more sense to you. If you haven't watched it, you can absolutely watch the Freestyle Cowboy Showdown, but I don't know if you'll get it. So we took this idea of cowboys and toxic masculinity and all this stuff, and we said, let's just have a competition where cowboys compete to be the rootinest, the tootinest, and that will take the form of these weird little cowboy vignettes. That was the idea. We had like a month to turn the whole thing around. Not much time at all. I think the total budget was £200 or something. The Freestyle Cowboy Showdown, although it's only 6 minutes long, is one of the biggest projects I've worked on in terms of staffing. We had a lot of people, and this is an advanced apology because I'm going to forget to name every single person involved. So apologies for that. There is a credit sequence at the end. If you want to know who's involved, you can go look at that. So if you're from the internet, which if you're watching this you are, you may have noticed Duncan Casey here as commentator number 1. Next to him, Adam Al-Janabi, who's a very good comedian who I know from his time in Cambridge. I think he's in an Ocado advert. So, yeah. Sorry, Adam. Adam is genuinely one of the funniest people I know. He's been on The Conversation Hat. Who else have we got here? This is Ben. Ben's hands from The Conversation Hat, stroking a horse. It's a glorious day. And his competitor is Gabriel Bowker, who I also know through Cambridge comedy stuff. When someone says to me, do a parody of something, I'm not just going to go out there and recreate it with the same approximate story, but done low budget. That is what most of the people in the Dafters did, and that's absolutely fine if that's what you want to do. They did a version of the film they were given. You didn't get to choose the film you were given, by the way, but they did a version of whatever film they were given with a limited budget, and then they try to make it funny. That's absolutely fine. I didn't want to do that because this film was 2 hours long and nothing happens. I just wanted to take the specifically weird scenes and incorporate them into these little vignettes. So that's why we have this, and we were the only competitors to do that. We won a couple things. We won best trailer and best cinematographer. Cinematographer was Richard Jackson. Well, the DOP was Richard Jackson. Camera was Michelle Siu. And they're a kick-ass team, so it absolutely makes sense that they won, because there's some shots in this that are just completely gorgeous. We had a lot of fog machine.
Rudimentary dressage on his noble steed.
This is pretty great. This is me
So when Sticky Pete whipped out the
being poorly corralled, I guess. I'm the cow, if that's not. That's not obvious. Yeah, I mean, it looks gorgeous. We borrowed a chapel, an actual chapel, and there, because the I'm just gonna say, because there's no way the people that are in charge of this chapel are going to find it, and we're probably never going to use it again, so it's fine. The original, well, the script had a lot of stuff about homosexual relationships, toxic masculinity, all of this stuff, and of course the blurb references The Power of the Dog, which is very much about that. The church that we went to didn't like that at all, so they requested that we take all of that stuff out of the script. So the second version of the script that I sent them was much shorter. We didn't film that version of the script, of course we didn't. Like, we wanted the venue. The venue, like, was free. We left them some, like, gifts, some chocolates. I think we left some wine or something as well, as like a thank you for this space. We weren't going to not do the story we wanted to do because the people in charge of this religious location had specific hang-ups about homosexuality. Just, I don't care. I don't think that's going to get you into heaven. I'm going to make my film. I'm probably not going to heaven as it is. I mean, for one thing, I don't believe in it, so there's really nothing in it for me. Here's a erotic dance that Ben does. I don't know how he didn't spear himself with that toothpick, but whatever. He did nearly spear himself on the feet of that little Jesus.
Was of course gifted to him by his
But
beloved
he
father.
survived somehow. Yeah.
Miss Billy.
The greatest joke of all time takes place in this short film. Duncan's hat gets smaller throughout. And honestly, that is the greatest comedy, physical comedy joke that has ever taken place. It's just so small. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to say about this. I'm really pleased with this. I think the shots in this are wonderful. I think I did a pretty good job as a director. Everyone looked phenomenal because there's just something about dressing as cowboys that does that. And I'm sort of not bothered if this is only funny to people who've seen Freestyle Cowboy Showdown, because I'm rather proud of what we did. I think the fact that we only spent £200 on it, I think is wonderful. Yeah, I'd go give it a watch, honestly. Freestyle Cowboy Showdown is one of my favourite things. There's some really gross physical humour in there as well. It's weird. There's like a weird fascination with small things and miniaturization. Yeah, I don't know if I want to say anything else about Freestyle Cowboy Showdown. I'm really grateful to everyone that was involved. There is a full thing of credits at the very end, which I encourage you to study. So there. Yeah,